This is power, control, speed.
This machine, this is it, is to be the #1 motorcycle company in America.
To create a brand that would revolutionize transportation in America, they needed all four of them. When was Harley-Davidson officially founded? Harley-Davidson was founded in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in 1903, and became a corporation in 1907. Walter Davidson was the first president. Arthur Davidson was the first general sales manager and secretary, while William Davidson was the first works manager. Meanwhile, William Harley was named chief engineer and treasurer. Given the 3 Davidsons to 1 Harley ratio, you might be wondering why the company wasn't called Davidson Harley. Because he was the one who came up with the idea for the motorcycle in the first place, the group decided it was only appropriate to utilize William Harley's name first. Arthur Davidson was only a year older than William Harley. William took a job as a cycle fitter at a Milwaukee-based bicycle manufacturer when he was 15, progressing through the ranks to drafter, which led to a career as a draftsman at the Barth Manufacturing Company. It was based on the Van Bouten engine, which was used by several early motorcycle companies. In their leisure time, William and his associates would work on a prototype motorcycle with the help of Arthur, another Barth draftsman, and a buddy whose father owned a lathe. The prototype failed, but it was essential in teaching William and Arthur that a machinist was what they truly required. Arthur's older brother Walter, who was residing in Parsons, Kansas at the time, was contacted. Walter expected to see a motorcycle when he arrived, but instead saw an incomplete mess. But, in the midst of the chaos, Walter saw a dream, and he resolved to stay in Milwaukee to help William and Arthur realize their dream. Soon after, another mechanic, Arthur's eldest brother, William Davidson, joined the group. William Harley served as the company's initial chief engineer and treasurer. The motorcycle was his concept, but he couldn't have done it without the help of the Davidson brothers. Harley was studying mechanical engineering at the University of Wisconsin-Madison while he was working on prototypes for the first motorcycle. He graduated in 1907. While working at Barth Manufacturing Company, Harley experimented with the notion of a motorcycle. Harley was already working on a 2-cylinder engine when the first models with a buckle crank were completed in 1903, and he succeeded in doing so by 1909. Until his death, Harley remained the company's principal engineer and treasurer. He was a key component of the company's success and was instrumental in the creation and introduction of new motorcycles. Arthur Davidson, the youngest of the Davidson brothers, was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on February 11, 1881. Arthur had a childhood friendship with Walter Harley. Arthur Davidson was Harley first. Davidson's general sales manager and secretary. The USPS, police agencies, and the military have all adopted Harley-Davidson motorcycles thanks to Davidson's efforts. He also established the Harley-Davidson Service School where competent mechanics could be trained. A coalition of industry insiders and riders working toward the common goal of improving motorcycles appealed to Davidson. Arthur was not only instrumental in the construction of the first Harley-Davidson bikes and the company's founding, but he was also instrumental in solidifying the brand's place in American history and popular culture. William Bill Davidson was born in Milwaukee, along with his brothers Arthur and Walter. Bill quit his job as a Milwaukee road train conductor to join the Harley-Davidson crew. After the founding trio created Harley-Davidson, Bill became the works manager. Davidson, like Bill's grandson John, rose through the ranks of Harley-Davidson to become president. Author Walter Davidson is well known. As a boy, Walter enjoyed to race and repair bicycles. After being called to Milwaukee from Kansas to work on the first motorcycle, Walter became a vital part of what would later become Harley-Davidson. He worked alongside his brother Arthur and William Harley to complete the first batch of motorcycles marketed to the general public. Walter, it turned out, was the one who designed the first bicycle. Walter became the first president and general manager of Harley-Davidson when it was founded in 1907. He worked for Harley-Davidson for the remainder of his life, including giving stockholder addresses. Walter also became a motorcycle enthusiast, winning several races as a rider, notably the Catskill Mountain Endurance race organized by the Federation of American Motorcyclists in 1908. It was a great accomplishment that drew a lot of attention to the motorcycle firm. While still president of Harley-Davidson, Walter died on February 7, 1942. Nobody has ever served as president or CEO of Harley-Davidson for as long as Walter has. The first Harley-Davidson factory was a makeshift structure in the Davidson family's backyard. The 3 Harley-Davidson bikes, all introduced in 1903, included a buckle crank, a single-cylinder engine, pedals, and a leather drive belt. Harley-Davidson, on the other hand, sought to take motorcycles to the next level, which meant using a two-cylinder engine. By 1910, Harley-Davidson had increased its production to 3,200 bikes. What factors influenced the development of the Harley-Davidson culture? Harley-Davidson sponsored the Wrecking Crew, a racing team noted for their thrilling performances, in order to get the attention of the press. A motorcycle brand sponsoring a team is now normal, but Harley-Davidson was the first to do so. Wherever Arthur Davidson looked, he saw potential. Walter Davidson saw an opportunity and decided to start marketing the Harley-Davidson brand through clothes and accessories. Since then, the business has grown to include motorcycle insurance, a riding academy for both novice and experienced riders, credit cards, and other services. Harley-Davidson Motor Company Group, Incorporated owns Harley-Davidson. Harley-Davidson began as a boyhood friendship and has since grown into a worldwide famous brand that has revolutionized transportation and American society.